"We cleared the garden," she said in her house in the village of Skryhalivka, 80 kilometers, 50 miles, southwest of Kiev. "Not just me, other people are doing it now. Previously you could heat with gas, but now it's a problem." Such frustrations could tip the balance in the March 31 election against Poroshenko, whose market-oriented reforms have helped stabilize a country battling Russian-backed separatism and encouraged Western investors wary of pervasive corruption. Poroshenko was elected in 2014 after protests ousted a Kremlin-friendly president and sent the government and the West on a collision course with Russia. Russia annexed Crimea and supported the overthrow of government rule in eastern Ukraine. Living standards, however, have continued to decline. The average monthly wage has dropped the equivalent of almost $80 since 2013, and Ukrainians need more than 3 times as many local hryvnia to buy a dollar as they did then. Inflation peaked at 43% in 2015, and the price of a cubic meter of gas is almost 12 times what it was in 2013. Since the revolution, nothing has changed substantially for the better, said Nadia Yurchenko, 79, who hoped for a higher pension, heating allowance and better health care as well as peace with Russia when she voted for Poroshenko in 2014. Poroshenko won the first round outright in 2014, but many polls have shown the election frontrunner this time to be Yulia Tymoshenko, a former prime minister and fiery campaigner who compares the gas price rise to genocide. Another candidate who has surged in February is comic actor Volodymyr Zelensky, a political novice and largely an unknown quantity. For the IMF and most of Ukraine's Western partners, Poroshenko is a lesser evil. "He is an acceptable partner," said analyst Volodymyr Fizenko. However, with their requirement for raising the price of gas and utility tariffs, the IMF paradoxically ends up giving political help to those whom it fears, he said. Corruption issue: subsidized gas for households is a source of corruption in Ukraine because businesses divert it for their own use to avoid paying market prices, draining money from the state budget. The government was caught between the bad and the very bad, between tariff increases and a blow to macroeconomic stability. IMF country head Gostul Jingman has said price controls were ineffective at providing social protection, and led to overconsumption and corruption, while liberalizing the market meant richer households paid more, freeing cash for poorer ones. Government officials were not immediately available to comment on why some of the poorest Ukrainian households were not getting help to adjust to the new prices. Price rises are among voters' main concerns, and gas prices came out top in an opinion poll by the Kiev International Institute of Sociology in October and early November, when Poroshenko slipped from second into third place behind Tymoshenko and Zelensky. Poroshenko moved back to second place after Ukraine's Orthodox Church won independence from the Russian Church in January, and the government plans pension increases on Friday that his opponents say are designed to bolster his ratings. But Fizenko said any gains may be offset by the arrival this month of the first higher gas bills and then those for other utilities. Tymoshenko and other candidates like Yuri Boyko, a former energy minister popular mainly in Ukraine's Russian-speaking East, have used rising prices to attack the president. Tempers flared at a lawmakers' meeting on Monday when Tymoshenko accused Poroshenko and his associates of funneling money gained from the price rises to offshore bank accounts, an allegation swiftly denied by the leader of Poroshenko's faction. After a February 16 meeting with Tymoshenko, IMF chief Christine Lagarde stressed the urgency for Ukraine to continue reforms and safeguard its return to economic stability. How she would act on those promises if she wins is unclear, but it is enough to make many investors uncomfortable. Poroshenko helped build foreign direct investment back up to $4.4 billion in 2016, but it fell to $1 billion in 2017 amid concern about Ukraine's finances, far off the $1 billion under former President Viktor Yanukovych. In Skryhalivka, in the Fastiv district where Poroshenko got around 65% of votes in 2014, villagers said many people were struggling. With snow thick on the ground on a February afternoon and the thermometer on her living room table showing 5 degrees Celsius, Yurchenko said her pension after a 45-year career as a teacher and school principal did not go far enough. She has a 2015 calendar with Timoshenko's face hanging on a bookshelf next to volumes of Fyodor Dostoevsky and James Joyce, but will vote for Boyko, as will her 60-year-old neighbor Ignatiy, whose fruit trees went to feed her stove. Yurchenko estimates she would need to spend nearly 4 months' worth of pension income to heat her home properly through the winter. Ignatiy said gas, electricity, and groceries were all getting more expensive. Everything's going up except for salaries and pensions.